Yo, yo, it's Jose Pink. Welcome to the correct Red Dead Redemption 2 Vanderlyn Gang character tier list. And that is a very long title. I'm going to have to shorten that later on. So we're going to try to make this a little bit interesting. How this is going to work is I'm going to put all the characters on a wheel. Going to spin the wheel. Whatever it lands on, I'm going to explain in detail what they did good, what they did bad, what I liked, what I didn't like, and then we're gonna rate them 1 through 10, and then put them on the tier list. So, yeah, this is gonna be a little bit more interesting than the type of things I see when it comes to tier list. I hope, but if it's not, let me know what I could have done better. Anyway, let's set up the wheel and get right into it. If I forgot anything, let me know what I could have done better, and yeah. Lenny! Of course. Who would have guessed otherwise? Perfect one to start off with. It's kind of ironic I'm already like talking to him in the cutscenes and mission I decided to use for the background. But Lenny, let's get right into some details. I quite liked Lenny. I think you're a weirdo if you didn't like Lenny. So I'm gonna have to rank him relatively high. Just for that. First off, let's talk about how he's fun. You know that mission. Everybody knows what mission I'm talking about right there. The whole, where's Lenny? Finding Lenny because you and him got wasted after getting told about Micah. See, that right there is enough. That mission alone outweighs most in the video game franchises, okay? So, I'm gonna rate based off of that pretty high. Now I'll get into one thing. People don't like his death. I really did like his death because it's realistic. Everything in this game you see through Arthur's eyes, and in real life, if something happens, you're in the middle of something, you got to keep going, and it's, you know, you have to dread on it later. Shoot first, think later, you know? So they made that realistic. I quite liked his death, so I'm gonna rate that pretty high. Another thing, quite late in the game near Shady Belle, you have a stagecoach robbery you can do with him. And I love it because they talk about how he's not even 20 yet. You go rob it. He thinks it's a good lead. It's not. It's a setup. But you get the feeling that he is just a young, naive, egotistic kid wanting to make money. And that's what you get from him. Only real downsides I can see is things like he may have died a little early for that character, but I think it worked out perfectly because they kind of set it up perfectly to do that. Talking about how he's young, he's not even 20 yet, and then they kill him off. He don't get to grow up. Very sad for Arthur, but a very quick thing that happens. My only complaint is the fact while they had him, they didn't have you do too much with him. Like, there's a few missions that you do with him. Purely just you and him or whatever. I think they could have done so much more with you and Lenny, you and Sean than they did, like they did Charles. But, you know, it is what it is. I do have to put an impact on that though. Because every mission they had with him, fun as shit, they just didn't have enough with him. So with all my arguments to myself, and after thinking about it for a solid 30 seconds afterwards, I will have to give Lenny an 8. I feel like it's a well-deserved number for this character. And maybe he probably deserves higher, to be honest. And on the tier list, I'm going to put him in the A category. I feel like it's a well-deserved one. If you disagree, you have something wrong with you. Now let's go over to the wheel once again. Okay, so I am on a new wheel because the last one didn't save. If this one doesn't, it's tough. I'm going to have to keep going. I'm pretty sure I got rid of Lenny though. And let's go. Ooh, this one's got sound effects. Okay. Pearson. Okay, this shouldn't take too long. Oh, Pearson, the one that fights like a tiger apparently when he's cornered. So, let's get into him real quick we all of course know he is the camp cook. that didn't bring anything from Blackwater to help us. But nevertheless, afterwards, that's bygones, bygones. Afterwards, he does help us stay alive. But my issue with him is he has me hunt way too much for his little things, his little satchels and stuff. That's the only way to get them, but he does do that. You can get camp upgrades and stuff with pelts. You can feed, whatever. He's there. He's camp cook. His storytelling, though, is what this is made about, and it's not the greatest. Let's be honest. I don't know. I mean, every time you go to a camp, he's one of those that's like, all right, go anywhere. I do like that he ended up at the general store in Valentine, the epilogue, but anyway, whole point, not a very known character, not a very hated character though, so I'm gonna have to give him a 5, just in between. I'm gonna have to put him in the middle. That sounds fair to me. And on the tier list, I'm gonna have to take the same route and give him a C. You know, sounds fair. So that's what we're doing. Hey, back again. Let's see who we get next. And we got John. Okay, let's get into it. John Marston. Oh, Johnny boy. The one who cannot swim. Okay. Before I get into rating this, I want to clarify right now. Everything I say here is personal opinion. Don't get mad. He may be a part of the start of the Vanderlyn gang, and he had his own game made for him that started the video game franchise of Red Dead Redemption. But leaving that aside, I will have to put my thoughts and feelings about this character into it. I was not the biggest fan of Red Dead Redemption because I didn't finish it back when it was the thing, and I went back and tried to play it. Graphics, not the greatest for me to replay. I'm sorry, I'm just not the guy that can upgrade and degrade graphics as he pleases. But that is why I'm basing this off of Red Dead Redemption 2. So, Red Dead Redemption 2 John. Everybody that played Red Dead, including myself, they seen John and they were like, I cannot wait to play as this fella. Then we finally did, and like most, I was mad because they killed off Arthur boy. The epilogue was mid. The epilogue was like, it's pretty much a DLC. If they were gonna do that, they should have, you know, came up with the what happened to Sadie, what happened to Charles, blah blah blah. But besides the point, through the game he was okay. Most of the missions where it was you and him though, it's kind of annoying. Like the one where you get him from the wolves, cool, you get to see how he gets the scars, all blah blah blah. The one where you're herding sheep, then you get ripped off. You kind of look as John as a brother, but because you're playing as Arthur, but you know that comes with the sibling hatred too. And I just think there were other characters that kind of outplayed him up until the epilogue, but the only reason that is because it's based around him, you know. So I'm gonna have to give him personally 7.5. Sorry, I'm doing it, okay? And on the list, I think it's only fair. I can't go any lower than this, of course. I'm gonna have to put him at A with Lenny. Okay, back again without those three. I may have to pick it up a bit on the recording, or this is going to be a very, very long video. Trelawney, okay. Oof, where do I start? Oh, Trelawney, one of the suspected strange men. So, you know, I like this character. I liked his voice. The missions he's a part of, he's more of a side character mixed in, but I liked him. He comes up talking about Blackwater. He's giving you leads sometimes. He does have a big mouth. He runs it. Looks like a magician, acts like a magician, talks like a magician, and a stage actor. You know, he's kind of that guy, not gonna lie. He disappears when he pleases, comes back when he pleases. Dutch lets it fly. I mean, he gets his leads, and Trelawney gets some sick satisfaction. He has a secret family. Like, all of this, I'm gonna have to put him pretty relatively high. Though I don't think He's utilized enough, my bad. I don't think he is top tier. He's kind of there. Sometimes I forget about him. I don't even know if I can consider him that much in the Vanilla game, but I don't think he's bad. I'm going to have to give him a 6.5. I think it's only fair, considering how I've rated everybody else, that he gets that. By the way, I'm tired of editing everyone in every time I say something, so I'm gonna show a final result on the end on this chart, but I'm going to have to put Trelawney at B. Above middle, but not top tier like the others. We still have quite a bit of characters here. Let's get right into it. I'll try to speed run these. I don't know, unless it's someone big. Immediately someone big, of course it would be. Why wouldn't it? Alright. So, we all know Dutch. Great guy in the beginning, bad guy in the end. And playing through it recently again, you know, his behavior did change a lot after that train crash. Not saying anything, not giving into that theory, but, you know, I think Mike is a manipulator. Don't think that's a whole reason, but definitely adds to it. I think he's a very well-written character. He builds you up in the beginning, you know, he treats you as his son and then turns on you, stabs you in the back. At least that's the way Arthur sees it. So that's the way we're going to see it, because we see through his eyes. But, you know, it's very, you say what you want, well-written character. He's probably my most, in game sense, he's the one that made me angry the most. So I'm still putting him high, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna have to give him a this is hard. 7. I'm giving him a 7. I don't think he's written as well as old John, but I do think he's written way better than you know, what's his face? Trelawney, yeah. On the scale, he's gonna get a low A. He's, you know, I don't think it's fair to rate him any lower. Okay, so let's get to it. Molly. Okay, let's speed through this. Molly O'Shea, Dutch's mistress, the suspected rat that gets killed by Miss Grimshaw. Of course, she don't have that much significance. She's kind of there. She tries talking to her a few times, gets cut off, and then maybe snitches on Dutch, but Milton says that didn't happen. So, you know, nothing outrageous about her. She's Irish, that's cool. I'm gonna have to give her a 5 like Pearson. Nothing remarkable. Nothing I hated though. Sounds fair. And also a C on the board, which shouldn't have to tell you that. Makes sense with the 5 to be in the medium. We don't have anybody I dislike yet, so that's a plus. I've already spun. Tilly. Oh, Tilly Jackson. Okay. Tilly Jackson, the former Foreman brother, and, you know, sweet and innocent to that mission, then she, you know, turns out to be some badass that killed cousins. But, you know, she's not significant. There isn't that many missions to do with her. Kind of there. Played dominoes. She asked for a necklace that she wasn't going to wear or something. I don't remember. But anyway, it just, not that big. She marries a rich dude and Saint Denis in the epilogue. That's pretty cool. Honestly, I don't... Okay, so this one is gonna have to rank lower for me. It has to be somewhere like a 3, just for writing, you know. And I hate to say it, but I think on the board she's an E, just because there's not many characters that are bad, so, or like that I hate. So I'm gonna have to spread this out more, just who I don't care about the most. Okay, Tilly out of the way. Let's see who we got next. Oh, Abigail. Okay, we're getting the women out of here. The more I'm thinking about it, I really don't care for Abigail. She was a hoe. She hoed around the camp. Nobody know who Jack's real father is. You know, At least she didn't, go with Micah. That's one plus. But besides the point, I just don't care for her. I actually kind of find her annoying at times. She's never really a help. Usually just kind of there being sensitive and getting us into trouble. So, gonna have to... Actually, she's lower than Tilly for me. I'm gonna have to give her a 2. 2.5. I'll be generous. But yeah. Well, it turns out we got our first F, y'all. Didn't think it'd be her, but the more I think about it, she deserves that title. But yeah, anyway. Who now? Micah. Big one. Okay. Oh, I already know people are gonna hate me for my rating on this one. Okay, Micah, I'll be honest. At first, I didn't like him. Nobody does. For the fact that, he's the bad guy. He's the enemy. In the end, he whoops your ass. My playthrough in the beginning, he shot me in the head at the end. Or stabs you if you go back for the money. And then, or lets you die. He whoops you. He... Quote, y'all can't see me air quotation marking, but that's not a word. Transforms Dutch. Manipulates him. He's a manipulator. He... kind of annoying. Everything you do with him is just a struggle, unnecessary struggle at that. And then, but here's the thing. You got him. And I love his voice actor. He played in Chinatown, I think, before, another Rockstar game. But he also, his excuse for playing that character, I loved, which was he loves to play a bad guy so he can come to work every day and be an asshole to his coworkers. Love that. But ignoring that, I know that don't have anything to do, but just, I think, personal opinion, him and Arthur's relationship was more of a brotherhood than him and John. And I say that with my chest out, man. I love the scene where they're pushing each other, Guarma down, like, side to side, going down the stairs, and how they're always arguing. One thinks one way and the other thinks a complete opposite. It's kind of like Hosea and Dutch, but younger, in a way. And, they could just never worked out together. But I will have to give this a solid 9. Like, I love him as a character. And on the chart, he's going to be our first S category. Well deserved, in my opinion. I know that don't line up with most of y'all's, though. Now, after the most debatable one so far that I've said, ooh, Sean. Okay, I like this. Let's get into it. Kind of sad that Sean popped up when, I'm doing this mission. But, nevertheless, I loved playing with him. He was like a little brother to Arthur. He even says that. He was very young and naive. He was very different than Lenny. I think him and Lenny could have been very good if they did missions together, like at all. But, both of them young, dumb, trying to, work for the Vanderland gang, trying to go up the ranks, and they both have a pretty quick and sad passing. But I can't name anything I didn't like about him. His sarcasm was great. His yin and yang with every character was good. Irishman, I think I'm going to have to give him a 9 too. And on the chart, he's another S character for me. Yeah. We got Kieran. Okay, that works for me. This character, debatably the most underutilized character in Red Dead Redemption 2. I say that full confidence because you get him, he's prisoner, sure, he's O'Driscoll, was an O'Driscoll, gets mad when you call him that, and he takes you to where you think Colm is held up, blah, blah, blah. Later on, he's with you. He's a gang member, except he don't go riding with you anywhere, pretty much. He don't go on missions with you. He sticks at the camp. He is a gun. People forget that, but I think you see him kill one person in the game. Very underutilized and has so much potential. I quite liked him as a character. His death was gruesome. And, he's a great character, but I don't think he was utilized enough to put him with the others. So, I'm probably gonna have to give him a 6, just default by that. And on the board, I'm gonna give him a B. I just think it's the right call. Okay. Uncle. Oh, the one-shot kid. Okay. Uncle. He's pretty funny. I would say he... Pretty much, he's only in like 2 missions I can think of off the top of my head that mean anything. And then, you know, I will say he's pretty much just the camp leecher. Talking about the good old days before Lumbago, and now he's just kind of there. So, I don't think he, very significant. I'm probably going to rate him lower just for that. But yeah, I'll give him a 5, and it would have probably been a 4 if it wasn't for the epilogue and Red Dead Redemption 1, you know. I have to include him in that. But same on the chart, I'm probably going to put him at C just because the epilogue, I think he would have been lower if it wasn't for that. Alrighty. Jack. This should not take long at all. Oh, little boy Jack, kind of annoying, you know, he wants you to take him fishing sometimes, that's cool, whatever. You take him fishing, he gets bored, he makes a necklace for his mom, he gets kidnapped, you go save him. Badass mission that I'm playing through in the background. You know, learn some Italian. He's someone's son, Arthur, Javier, John's, or somebody in the gang's son, so, you know, that's cool. But nothing significant until Red Dead 1, and then even in that, I think he's overrated, so I'm going to have to put him at a mid-tier. I'm going to give him 5.5. I think that's a fair one. And on the chart, I'm going to give him a C. I think that's being generous, kind of. So, yeah. Hosea, that's a big one. Alright, I actually don't know what I'm going to put him at yet. Hosea, he's an older one, you know. He started the gang with Dutch. He's kind of the glue. Also keeps Dutch in line. And I think when he passed, it threw Dutch off a lot. But you know, I'm going to rate him pretty high. I'd give him an 8.5. I think he deserves it. And on the chart, I'd probably put him at A. You know, it's well deserved. I just don't think I have to go that much in detail for it. So, let's see. Sadie Adler. I'm going to enjoy this one. Oh, Miss Adler, you know, the one that you find a damsel in distress, you save her. She talks about a harmonica, she gets dressed as a boy, acts like a man, and then, you know, very great, well-rounded character that I think was used a perfect amount. Was very liked, very good with Arthur, and, you know, revenge, she's bloody. She is the definition of Red Dead Redemption. Red with the blood, dead with the murder, and her death in her life, and then the redemption arc of her and the gang. So, you know, she debatably one of the best characters in the game, and I'm gonna have to give her a solid 10. And you know, deserved, well deserved. And you know, with that, she gets the S tier class. But you know, I don't think anybody can argue properly with this one. So yeah, I'm giving her a 10. Okay, and then oh, Mary, not Mary Linton, but Mary Beth. This is a character that did everything they were set out to do in the game, and you know, they gave us one lead I can think of about a train that turned out well, and she has a very particular way, you know, yang to the yin of the rest of the gang. She's very peaceful with her approach on everything. She, you know, she's the camp therapist. You had the best conversations with her out of the camp, and yeah, she may be a side character that doesn't matter too much, but I will put her slightly above, and I'll give her a 6. Don't think she, you know, was that pointless that she deserved a 5. And then on the, you know, tiers, I'm gonna put her B. You know, deserved. Charles, a very loved character from a lot of people. Charles, the mixed one, the Indian, the Native American, the guy that hates people that kill bison without reason because his tribe followed them to decide where they're going. You know, I like him. Very good person to go with Arthur. He, you know, tries to explain some things. He has a big heart. He cares too much. You know, a lot of things. But personally, I don't think he compares to a lot of characters. And a lot of people love him. I love him too, but I think that he is not, to me, what most characters are. A lot of people love his voice actor. I like the old roughy, scratchy voices that the other ones have. You know, I think Arthur has a great voice. John has a pretty good voice. Sadie, wonderful. All these people, they have scratchy voices. I didn't care for his as much. Very calm, though. I'm not going to rate him as high as, you know, others. I don't think he deserves a C in that category thing, but, you know, I'll give him a low A. But, you know, and I forgot about this. I'm going to give him a little, 7. That sound fair? I know it don't, but that's what I think he deserves to me. So, yeah. Good selections here. Karen. Not Kieran. Karen. Alright, the woman. Let's see. Not a bad character in any way, and out of the women, and excluding Sadie, she is the one that gets into the action the most, that fights the most. Good distraction, you know. She, the harlot or the innocent girl, you know, all the distractions you use and the jobs. Very decent character. Nothing extraordinary. You don't know much about her past, but she's definitely a badass. So I'm gonna give her a 6 and rate her a B on the scale. Sounds fair to me. Miss Grimshaw. Okay. Susan, Miss Grimshaw. You know, the one that's the mother of the group. Make sure everybody's in line. Make sure the men are doing their jobs, women are doing theirs, and she making sure Arthur taking a bath when he hasn't been in a long time, and, you know, make sure he donates in the box instead of, you know, holding out on everybody. So she's definitely the mother of the group. She relatively sad death, though she is a hag most of the game. I'm gonna have to give her I give her a, now I'm stuck. A 6, and put her a B on the scale. Sounds relatively right. Surprised is still on here. Okay. Bill. Okay. The more I think about it, the more I realize Bill Williamson is just a dumb, like, dickhead half the game. You know, he can't use dynamite. He's talking about all the past, like, kind of like Lumbago over there, you know, about his old army days and all of that. Suspected that he's a homosexual. Nothing ever proven. And, you know, he's more just causing problems. He's got a big mouth with a tiny brain, and that is not a good combination ever. So, you know, I'm going to rate him lower. I think I'm going to give him a 3.5. Sorry, anybody out there that cares about Bill, but yeah. On the scale, he's getting a D. I know he's the first one, I think, at least. Yeah, I just don't care for him. Sorry. But he's not horrible, so he's getting a D. Finally! I was wondering when we were getting Arthur boy. Arthur. Do I even need to explain why he's a great character? I can't name anything bad about him. I mean, you can do whatever you want. He is you, you know, and well written. Even John said he was written way better than his character was. And, you know, I just want to say that this is obvious. And I don't think I even need to talk. He is the best one. Top rated. And we're going to put him at 11. Yeah, 11 out of 10. Because I don't think he can ever be beaten. And that's why I said in my last video, Red Dead Redemption 3 ain't got a shot unless they do something relating to Arthur, like his dad, Lyle Morgan. You should check that out if you haven't already. Anyway, and then on the scale, we're giving him S+, his own special tier. Javier. Okay, so personally, Javier is okay. I don't, have an issue with him, but I don't care for a lot of things he does. Some robberies are cool. He's definitely, there. He does a lot with you, but in the end, he sides with Dutch for blind loyalty. I know he's aiming his gun in the air, but I don't change the fact he sides with him, okay? So, we'll say that. And he would just be a C for me. But here's the thing. He has that riz. He has that drip. He's getting all the women. He is that guy. He is a Chad, okay? So, we have to rate him a little bit higher. I'm going to give him the rizziest of the numbers, a 6.9 out of 10, and I'm going to rate him at B, just because of that riz. They saved this for last, so ended off very, very strong. We got the German, greedy, no life, no good sack of shit, Leopold Strauss taking money from good people, giving Arthur TB. Arthur kicks him out of camp because that's what he deserves at what he gets. And I don't know why anybody even, kept up with him. There's no reason to like this guy. If you do, you just really hate Arthur that bad and you're really that sad. So let's just say this German man is going to be sent out of here with a flat 0, and he's going to get the lowest of the lows on the scale, and he's going to get an F. So, yeah, him and Abigail, they can go away. So, that is the list. You let me know if you somewhat agree. I don't think anybody will fully agree with this at all. And, let me know what you think in the comments if you want. Sorry about doing these in separate charts, but it wouldn't let me go all of the pictures in one, so I had to do it this way. Forgot about Reverend, but it's cool. We'll put him in C. He don't matter too much to me, and there's nothing I hate about him, though. He changed, so, yeah.